There's something about a well-hit shot. That's an absolute beauty.
Second shot. Good look at the green. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
So they get it to 2 under with that birdie. Continuing from the oldest championship in the game. It's the Open Championship at the old course at St. Andrews. Here at the 7th hole now, Frank.
Yeah, you try and hit your tee shot over a little stone there. It's called the March stone. That's a good line for like left of center. And, well, if you can just work it off that, good tee shot, you're only going to have a pitch in here to a green that's set up very high.
Can't ask for much more here at the 7th. He has hit a good one. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That will be a great look at birdie. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Now comfortably inside that cut line, the former national champ makes birdie. Now to the par 3-8. Frank, what's the best way to go at it?
Well, for these players, straight at the flag. This is the first par 3 you'll see, and a good chance to make 2 coming up ahead. But we do see a lot of long putts here with an errant tee shot.
Well, that is a ball striking clinic right there. Another dazzling approach shot. Pretty close. Shouldn't be a problem here. You have to like that. 4 under. Well, Frank, round 1 in the books. Look who's on top of the leaderboard.
And that's with some strong play today. They don't really need to look back. Strong play heading into the second round tomorrow.
EA Sports and the R&A are proud to present second round coverage of the Open Championship. Frank, when you come to the old course at St. Andrews for the Open Championship, you can just about hear the legends whispering to you. So many of the greats have made their mark right here.
It's the oldest, it's the best, and it's the one course that everybody, no matter where they're born, wants to play. Every great player has played St. Andrews, and that will be well in advance after our time, Rich. It's just something special. When you see it and play it, you'll see the reason why.
Par fives, this is where players look to make the move in a major championship. How does this fifth hole par five measure up, Frank?
Well, if you can avoid the bunkers, they're actually left and right, but especially that little group of 3 bunkers, then it sets up well. It'll be a blind second shot. He's gone for a little extra.
Beautiful looking shot right here.
Huge with a capital H.
Moved it a long ways. They'll be happy with that in the fairway. Now a good chance to attack this hole. This could be a huge momentum swing here, Frank.
Yeah, one more good swing, and he's going to have an eagle putt coming up. I know you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but it is well on the cards.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. This kid's all fire, and here he comes. Keegan Bradley just a shot back of the lead.
All that time on the slopes going downhill, it's given him the speed to go in the opposite direction.
Now to the 374-yard par 4-6, another scoring opportunity.
Yeah, just be very careful of the wind conditions here, because that'll affect the strategy off the tee, but bunkers left and right to be avoided. That's a ginormous tee shot.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Trying to make yet another birdie. Putting up some impressive numbers out here now. 9 under for the tournament. Over the ball here at the 7th. And Frank, if you had to script a game plan here, what would it look like?
You could drive this pretty close to the green. This is a green that's shared with the 11th, the par 3. And so you won't see that tee shot finish, but you can actually drive very, very close to a bunker called the shell, which is the one that protects the par 3 11th.
We just saw a player in total control of what he's doing. Didn't miss a green in regulation all day long. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good.
Really? This is an awkward length.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Trying to move on with a par in his pocket.
Just dwindling the holes down. Pars are fine right now.
Frank, now at the par 3 8th, and how challenging is this hole?
Well, it's called short on the scorecard, but massive green. The problem here is trying to hit it close. A lot of little subtle breaks and undulations in this green, and often you see long, long birdie putts here.
Here we go. I don't know that approach will make the highlight reel, but he still has a chance if he makes this putt.
Yeah, 21's when you come of age, don't they say? 21 feet away.
Oh, he's gonna love it.
How far was that? That was miles away.
And Frank, the Open Championship coming back to the home of golf this summer.
Yeah, and remember, too, the last time it was here, Louis Oosthuizen at the 9th hole, he had no problem driving this par 4. So let's see if you can do the same. If you can carry that last bunker down there, there's every chance that your tee shot can run onto this very flat green.
And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Didn't quite have the break on that medium length putt right there. Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today. Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament.
Well, Rich, 2 rounds in the books, and it's easy to see why the leaders are on top of that leaderboard.
Excellent performance, but still a long ways to go in this tournament. EA Sports and the R&A are proud to present third round coverage of the Open Championship. Welcome to the Open Championship, the oldest major in golf. Frank, there really is nothing quite like it. The old course at St. Andrews, combined with the Open Championship, it's bathed in history.
The golf course is magnificent. It just reeks of all the great players that have played the game. Pick your hero, whether it's a Bobby Jones, a Nicklaus, a Rory McIlroy, a Tiger Woods. All the greats have been there and played this marvellous course. It stood the test of time. And even the routing, the old 9 holes out, turn around and 9 holes in. It's marvellous.
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. Yeah, that's a good putt right there. From that distance, he'll settle.
Ooh, chance for birdie.
Score that, a birdie. Frank, number 11, the Eden, is really one of the more fascinating holes in all of golf.
Yeah, the two bunkers that the players normally worry about, Strath bunker in the front and the Hill bunker to the left. What makes those two bunkers so difficult is the steepness of the faces in them.
Still some work to do here at the par 3, Frank.
Yeah, you'd think there with the size of that green, this green would be an easy one to hit, but that's irrelevant now. Let's see if he can get it up and down.
Pretty good shot right there. This one just requires a little bit of focus.
When you consider the length of that putt, that's a good putt.
Now a 7-footer. Are you kidding me? He just missed that. I cannot believe that. That was such a short putt. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round.
Well, even with making a mess of that hole, I really don't think it's going to make a difference to the outcome of the event.
Frank, from this vantage point here at the 12th, you can see why the old course, St. Andrews, are so iconic in the sport.
Yeah, this is a fun hole as we start to sort of head back to the village of St. Andrews. The hole's called Heathery. There's a big crop of heather on the left, and there's 4 little pot bunkers that are in the middle of this fairway, so you've really got to be cognizant of those. But good time to take the head cover off if you're a long hitter, and then you've only got to worry about that one pot bunker just short of the green. I tell you, there's long and long, and that with a little bit of breeze behind, it's long.
He rode the wind there to payday. He's going to have a good look coming up. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
How do you like that? He's holding. Just a phenomenal play right there. Frank, how about the bunkers here at 13? A rather ominous sounding name.
Yeah, the coffins, and they are that for a reason. If you finish up in there, well, the best you'll probably ever do is make a bogey, unless you're an absolute genius. They're to be avoided, certainly off the tee. If you do, it's still a difficult hole. The second shot, unless you hit a perfect tee shot, will be blind. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting on all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. Just let it happen. Should be safely on deck.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Par yesterday. Now for birdie. Oh, yeah, he's made it for a birdie. Frank, what's the strategy here at the 14th?
If you can't go for this par 5 and 2, Rich, there is another option where you can go left. And I mean left of left. That's down the 4th fairway. That's across the Elysian Fields, as they call it, which is a set of sort of hummocks that run down the middle. And you can find a flat lie there and come across at about a 45-degree angle for your third shot to 14.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards.
Second shot. Nice.
Looks good. Third shot, looking for a good one. That is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Getting set now over the putt. That's the idea. Just knock it in. Frank, one of the things I always loved about links golf is that you're not aiming at a flagstick or a tree, but sometimes you're aiming for a steeple in the distance, and this is a good example here at the 15th.
Yeah, the church steeple is the exact line off the tee. That gives you sort of the center of the fairway. Really, you don't have to be overly bold off the tee. This is about just finding a nice flat lie for that second shot, because this is another difficult green that's well protected by just one little bunker that's in the front left that you don't think comes into play, but if your second shot doesn't land the right distance, more often than not, it just gets swallowed up by that.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. That will be a great look at birdie. Not a gimme, but well within his range. So the dominant performance continues.
Yeah, we're watching two tournaments right now, the one at the top and the rest.
Frank, in golf, there's nothing quite like the final round of a hotly contested championship, and this one could be a doozy.
And there's nothing quite like that leaderboard I'm looking at right now. We are going to have some amazing golf. This one is going to have to be won.